just came off of a live over on TikTok. I was going to do a live for a little bit, and so far, every time I do a live over there, I think the most viewers I've ever had at one time was like 5. I just don't get a lot of people watching over there, so I was gonna give it another try, so I did. And I was really thankful to have anybody over there watching, of course. But again, I think the most I had was 2 viewers. And so I started on some press-ons that I'm gonna give to a friend. I did like a base coat of, so I'm using Madam Glam today. And of course I put on, let's see, I did their base coat, which I really, really like. And this is probably, I'm gonna say this is my favorite color out of Madam Glam that I have so far. And I say that because I love this color. However, I don't think I would have ever initially said this is my favorite color in the whole bunch, but I've noticed that every time I go to do just about anything, this is the color I grab, and it's the Besame. I must have a big fondness for this color. Yeah, love this one. We are using this as our bottom main color today. Then the next color that I'm gonna use, or used already, is the Lost in the Woods, and I just kind of made like little commas with it. I'm using the Blooming Gel by Madam Glam, which I really like a lot. And what I did was, so I laid the bottom color, we nuked it, I did the Blooming Gel, did some commas of this color, the Lost in the Woods, and we nuked that. And then I came back and did another layer of the Blooming Gel, and then I mixed Lost in the Woods with Bright Honey and made like a lighter green. And with the lighter green, I went through and did some more commas, let that spread out with the Blooming Gel. And then I'd probably say that, like, though the lighter green was a little bit less amount total than the darker green, then let that nuke. Then I did another layer of the Blooming Gel, and I came in with this gorgeous rubber base coat, which is probably one of my favorite pinks. It's called Malaysia. I went in with Malaysia, just did some teeny tiny little, like using the really thin brush, this one. I just kind of came in and did some little strokes of the pink, let that bloom out with the Blooming Gel, but I only let it bloom out for a second. And I'll show you what we got here. Here's one of them. This one. So you can see right now that that pink really kind of washed out real nicely. But I like how it washed out. So what I might do, which I probably will do, is without doing any blooming, let's see, this is the middle finger, this is that finger. Here's the thumb. You'll see me pick each of these up again because we're gonna come back through, and I wanna do just a little bit more of the Malaysia. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of come back through with some Malaysia and just do a little bit of line work, and then go in the nuker. So this round's gonna be without any Blooming Gel. I just want that pink to kind of stand out a tiny bit more. And it's okay for me if it's raised up a little bit, which it's gonna be, because we're gonna do some 3D on here anyway. I'm gonna come in right here. Okay, we nuke that. And I like how this is turning out, so I think this was a good idea to come back through and just touch it up with this pink. I really like how this pink mixed with all of our colors. And because it's a rubber base coat, it's got a little bit different of a texture, which I'm good with. face too, just a tiny bit. Okay. Connect those, okay. And I'm just trying to kind of follow where I put it before. I think it's a really good color contrast. Put the nuker on. Okay, right down here. And over here. So I'm just doing this and then popping it straight into the oven. So it is going to be a little raised up, which I'm, like I said, I'm fine with because we're doing 3D anyway. So we'll nuke those. Yeah, if you're looking for a rubber base coat in a pretty like kind of, I wouldn't call it natural, but a pretty pale pink color, Malaysia is a really, really good one. Okay, I'll show you what we got so far. And if you're worried that like you wanted to see, not worried, but if you wanted to see this process that I've done so far, we still have the other 5 fingers. So we'll be doing that. Get my Madam Glam top coat. Just in case you were wondering why I'm wearing gloves, I had a bit of an allergic reaction the other day. It was while I was playing around with some Gel X. You know, knowing what we know about developing gel allergies, I certainly don't want to do that. And so far I have not. I did kind of test out. I went back and like, after my hands started like kind of the swelling started going down, all I got was like a tiny bit of swelling around my fingers, like my fingernails, which was enough though. But when that happened, after the swelling kind of calmed down, I did, because I was worried about like, did that cause me to develop, did something in it, you know, cause me to develop an allergy to gel. I was real worried about it. And I did go back through and try, I tried to play with Madam Glam again and Kirsten Meakin and Glitter Bells that I have. I played with those 3 and I was fine. So I don't think, whatever I had the reaction to, at least I don't think it exists, at least in the other products that I like to use. If it does, then maybe the quantity is not as much, or maybe because I have lupus, I could have just been having like a really sensitive moment or day or whatever, because sometimes that happens. Like for example, I love pina coladas. I mean, I don't drink them very often because I don't drink alcohol very often since I have lupus. But I absolutely love pina coladas, and I love like fruity cocktails. And you know, a lot of fruity cocktails have pineapple in them. And normally, I do not have any kind of problem drinking pineapple. Love pineapple juice, usually perfectly fine with it. But there are other times when my lupus is acting up that if I drink pineapple, I will have like an immediate really bad reaction. It's just, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. So I am hoping that that's what was happening the day I was using the Gel X. feel like I've been very mindful of being careful and things like that with the chemicals. I do feel like I probably needed a little reminder just to keep myself on track and to keep myself being as cautious as possible, which I was not doing, because I just kind of got a little too into the fun of it, and I was not doing things that I know I should be doing, like wearing gloves. You know, like if I got it on my skin or anything, or Jandy's skin or anybody's skin, I would just kind of take my nail and wipe it off, you know. So I had enough of a little bit of a fear put in me with having that reaction the other day that I know now, okay, I'm no joke, I'm gonna have to like start wearing gloves and always using cotton or whatnot to pick off any that I've gotten on skin, and be very, very, very cautious not to get it on my skin. So if you see me in the future not getting it as close to my cuticle and things like that, the reason why is because I'm just super, super sensitive to things and becoming allergic to things, and I need to be very, very cautious. It's not just about developing an allergy to gel and not being able to use gel on myself in the future. I worry more about, you know, if we develop gel allergies, and let's say it's basically, you know, because you're developing a gel allergy, it could also be to what is in monomer, so that could affect your acrylic, and being able to wear acrylic nails or you know, whatnot. But also, you know, those same chemicals can be in dental fillings, crowns. If we ever down the road break our hip or have to have something, you know, medically put into us, and if it has, you know, the same kind of chemicals in it, which usually it does, well, then you've got an allergy to it, and so you can't have those things. So that is the bigger concern, because I don't ever want there to be something seriously wrong that there's a solution for, you know, medically, but I can't use it because I developed an allergy. Part of the treatment for lupus, there's several different kinds of treatment. You can go, like, they have things for anti-malaria drugs is one of the treatments for lupus. Chemotherapy can be a treatment for lupus. Another one is, it's the same kind of drugs that people take, that transplant people take, in order for their body not to reject a transplant. Because basically, people with lupus, their body is fighting itself as if it is a foreign object. That's kind of why they have the reactions and responses that they have. So some of these drugs can help some people, for their body not to reject itself. So you're already, if you're someone that has lupus, you're already entering the game with that kind of tendency and being on that side of the fence. So you definitely don't want to do anything to cause an allergy to actually make you not be able to have transplants and things like that down the road. I mean, there is a chance that you're not going to be able to have those things, but, you know, we just want to be as safe as possible so we don't screw ourselves up. That's the bigger concern anyway. So now this is what we've got to work with. I really, really like it. We've got our top coat on here. And I'm gonna get just a little bit of this. This is polygel. And I want to, probably about that much. Okay, so like half of this. Let me skip that on there. Get this. Okay, probably like that. Let me see. I'm I'm gonna try to zoom you in here in a second so you guys can see a little bit better. There, that's better. On the next video, I will show you more of forming. Because unfortunately, during this part of the videoing, a lot of it, I just kind of slipped off camera and didn't realize. So far, I think they're really cute. I'm going to use our young nails. Oh, Lord. I need to get a better thingy here. I don't know why it does not want to do better than that. Okay, now this is gonna be, I'm gonna go ahead and get our light on, and we've got it just kind of pointed away from where I am right now, so that way we can't mess anything up here. And I'm just going to kind of, okay, see what I've done there? Just kind of made like a little line, and I want it to be raised, so I'm just going to do that on each of these. And then I'm going to pop him in the thing here. And this doesn't have to be perfect or in any particular way. I'm just kind of going like that. So kind of a comma again, kind of following the comma that we had here. And they can be higher, lower, whatever. That doesn't really matter. Okay, those are gonna go to be nude. All right, then we're done with this gel. Madam Glam has some poly gel that is really, really nice. I have played with it a bit. I just, at the moment, it is in my, wait a minute. I thought it was in my room. I found it. I was gonna say it was somewhere in my room. We're gonna play with this today. Not on this bunch of nails, but on a future bunch. Now, you guys ready for this? Let me show you something. Madam Glam, here we go. I'm very excited to play with this because I have never played with them before. Vintage chrome gel paint. I'm really excited about this. And then your color is right here. Okay. Is this kind of brownish gold chrome gel paint. And I've got this one, rose chrome gel paint. So very excited. I'm gonna save this gold one. We're gonna play with this one later. We'll play with it with this poly gel here. Okay. There you go. So we'll save these to play with. So I'm just gonna use actually the same brush because that's what I have. Let's see, we're gonna go in with this one, see what it looks like. Oh, this vintage is pretty. Do you see that color? If you don't, you're about to, because we're gonna put it on here. Oh, this is so pretty. Okay, so I'm just going to, let's see. I'm just gonna go like this. You guys can hopefully see. I see some fuzz on here. Let me get that off. So this is just like a chrome paint. It's very cool. You know what's funny too is I actually was just talking to a friend of mine that has chrome paint, and I was just telling her that I wanted to try the paint because I just had, oh no, I got this everywhere. I just had the powder, and I really wanted to try the paint. And she was like, oh yeah, you're gonna like it. And I do. This is much easier than, I'm just gonna use right now what's on here first, and then I'll throw that away. Okay. And if you didn't, here, I'll show you. See if you can see it here. So I am not painting the whole entire thing. I'm actually leaving a good amount, just the clear, but I am kind of just running this along the top. Highly recommend, highly, highly, highly. A lot of fun. Really nice. Love the consistency, love the color. So the rose looks similar, of course, to the chrome because it's rose chrome. It looks similar to the vintage chrome, but there is a difference, slight difference. Let me close this up. I just actually put it on and I forgot to hit film as I was doing it. Okay, so the rose chrome is the dots, or the circles, and the vintage chrome is the little commas. So yeah, it's really, really pretty. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw on a top coat. I think our second time around playing with this will be that much better when we do the next. These clipper nippers are my favorites. I got them on Amazon. Highly recommend them. I know that they look mammoth, but really, I mean, you're just doing teeny tiny things and it gets teeny tiny. So I feel like it's a good choice. I've got 5 more of these to do, and I will film the bulk of those. And probably what I'm gonna try to do, because this thumb is the only one that has this comma thing in the front of the bubble, that's probably what I'm gonna do on the other thumb as well. Because it does look different than these ones, although it still matches. I just need to trim, so I'm probably gonna, oh, this is gonna be kind of hard. I'm going to try to trim the little bitty, there was a little bitty tooth thing on the very front of these, probably from at the factory where it was probably on a big thing before they nipped it off or whatever. I didn't notice that in the beginning when I started this, but the paint of course got on that and then it made it stick out more. It's teeny tiny. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like, and then we will call this video quits, and then we'll come back and start anew. Okay, let me get these positioned on here better, and I'm gonna show you what we got. Okay, this one is not showing you itself very well, is it? And this one either. Okay, there we go. It's really, really pretty. If we zoom in, this is what they look like. Gorgeous. Love it. These are the products we used. And if you want to see some more detail that we'll cover again when we do the next round, just come right back. Check out the next video.